So good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's class. I'm Kevin Alex Bent. You guys would be ready up for your session right now as it relates to moving forward into the markets. And today we're going to be looking at time. So it's very important that we discuss this here right now as it relates to time. Now, the meeting today start at 11 o'clock in terms of the lesson for 11 a.m. Now, a person's been on the call right now. You realize that it is 11:05, 11:04, 11:06. That's the time coming. So what I want to guys out there is that actually this is not good, but it's good. It means that you're actually late. And if you're late for a class, that means you're late for a trade. So if the first lesson that we're going to talk about is regarding time management and Forex hours when to trade, and you have known this prior to now, that the time is very important. It is the most important thing ever that you could actually do, time management. And I want to point this out. I want to put this out there as well. So for you guys who joined in just now, you're actually 8 minutes off. So it's something for you guys to really be conscious of and moving forward, okay? And I need to point that out because it's not acceptable. If I tell you that it's okay to be in the class at 8 minutes, 9 minutes after, that means I'm not telling you guys the right thing. And if you're going to deal with trading, you have to put time at the front. Okay, so just to note that. So today is September 2nd, 2020, and it is there for the records. Now, thank you guys for joining in right now. I see a few persons on the call that I recognize off the bat. So could you guys go ahead and tell me how you guys feel this morning? Susan, you have Latoya, you have Jasmine, you have Jahim. How are you guys doing today? You gotta unmute your mic, guys.
I mean, I'm doing great. I'm doing well, ready to kick off the session and, just take some notes. I know that's what it's all about.
Okay, that's what it's all about, taking some notes. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Jasmine, how are you doing today? Can't hear you. So you have to get your mic started out. Lata is saying I cannot speak in a meeting. Okay. So how can you be in a meeting and be at class at the same time? That's beyond me. But okay. Who is on the call? Susan, what's up?
Hey, morning everybody. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Alex. And for the record, I was not late. I came in at 11 exactly. It said
Mm-hmm.
it was I had a message saying that waiting for host to start meeting. So for the record, I was not great, but I'm great. I'm looking forward to learning and being a part of this great team. So ready and raring to go.
All right. So thank you for that. So you're in the register at 11 o'clock. What are you saying? That's good. All right. Thank you so much. Ready to go. So thank you for that, Susan. And let's begin. Now, guys, um, you may know about the hours that here in Forex is all about and able to start to trade. But I want to look at um, things that you should know. Okay. So first thing you need to know that the Forex market opens 24 hours a day. You already know that. Now, if you don't know, I just said it. So just make notes of it as you go along. Now, what I also want you guys to do is to look into the Forex market hours that are there. Okay. You have different Forex trading hours, and I want to point those out. I will give you the different websites you can go as well to actually look through yourself. Um, and it's very important. Now, what we're going to be also looking at is the different time zones that you're going to be using. Okay, so the time zones and the currency pair that normally trade on those time zones. Very important. Now, for the Forex lessons as well, you will see we're going to touch base with, to kick it off with, the Forex market hours. Okay, so the Forex market hours, we're going to look at the London, we're going to look at New York sessions, we're going to be looking at Tokyo sessions, we're going to be looking at Frankfurt sessions, we're going to be looking at Sydney sessions. So all these are different sessions that take place on the Forex market. Now, for everybody, you can choose whichever session you want to trade on. So that is up to you as an individual, which session you want to trade on, right? And that being said, so you will look at the time zones in particular. You can go to, if you're there as well, at home you can follow. You can go to forexmarkethours.com. Very useful website. And you'll see the different time zones that are available as well. You can scroll all the way down and it will tell you the Forex hours of trading. Okay. So these are different time zones within the markets that you can actually be a part of. So you have to determine which time zone you want to particularly trade on when you get into the market. Okay. So very important. So also you will look there and you can see as it relates to the time zones. Hold on a sec. We're gonna go through the London session, and I want to put it out there that I do trade on the London session and mostly on the New York session. Okay, so for the New York session, you normally would have an 8 a.m. Eastern time to 7 a.m. Central time. Okay, that is the time normally with the New York session trading takes place. For example, you can look into the hours here. It would tell you New York Times, open hours 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, and the others are followed as go along. But you want to point to note some of the currency pairs that normally trade on the different sessions. So for example, the New York session is Euro versus USD, Great British Pound versus USD, USD versus Japanese yen. And also you can look into the Swiss francs versus the US, or the US francs versus that. Also Australian versus US, that is there as well. And that is a good currency pair to be trading on the New York session. You can also look at New Zealand versus US and gold versus US as well. Most of these currency pairs, I would say, trade between the New York session. Now, as it relates to the London session, the London session is normally 3 a.m. to 2 a.m. Central Time. And you will see here, here is the time right here as well. And you can look at these currency pairs if you want to trade between those hours as well. London session, you could look at the Great British Pound versus the US. You could be looking at the Euro versus Great British Pound, Great British Pound versus Swiss francs, or you could be actually looking at the Great British Pound versus Japanese yen. You can be looking at that as well. Great British Pound versus Canadian, you can look at that as well. And you can actually look at Great British Pound versus Australian dollars, or Great British Pound versus New Zealand. Okay, so these are some of the currency pairs that are taking place in the London session. Okay, if you're gonna look at still up there in Europe, if you want to look at the Frankfurt session, you can look at US versus USD, and that takes place around 2 a.m. 2 a.m. versus 2 a.m. Eastern time to about 1 p.m. Central time. You can look at Great British Pound versus the Euro, or the Euro versus Great British Pound. You can look at Euro versus JPY, Euro versus AUD, and Euro versus NZD, New Zealand dollars, and Euro versus CAD. So these are some of the currency pairs that are traded within the Frankfurt session. If you want to look into the Sydney session and you want to trade that session, that's fine, you can. Here it is right here as well. And you can find this information there as well. So what you need to actually do is to look into Sydney session. If you want to, you can actually look at the session here. It's 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern time, so it's there as well. So 5 p.m. to 2 p.m. 2 a.m. Eastern time. So if you want to do that, it's very good that you actually figure that part out. 6 p.m. to Eastern time to 5 p.m. Central time, depends on where you are in the world. It will be your time zone. So your time zone have to be in sync. So it depends on where you are, okay? You also need to look into a few currency pairs that you can use as well during this time, that you want to trade between these times as well. You can look at the Sydney. You can look at Australian versus USD. You can look at Euro versus AUD, and AUD mean Australian dollars. Great British Pound versus Australian versus the Swiss francs. You can look into that as well. And AUD versus CAD, Australian versus the Canadian. You can actually look at that currency pair if you want to trade in the Sydney session. Actually, you can actually look at the Australian versus the Japanese yen, AUD, NZD, Australian versus New Zealand. You can look into that as well. So those are some of the currency pair you can trade within the Sydney session. Let's move on over to the Tokyo session. So over there in Asia, in Japan, these time zones are fluctuate between those areas there. If you still go to free Forex here, you'll see that is actually taking place here 7 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern AM, sorry, AM Eastern time. So you guys can actually look into that if you want to trade on the Tokyo session. Okay, very important. So, um, so Nadia, I saw you just coming into the class, but I'm just gonna finish something first and then I acknowledge you. Hold on a second. So as we were saying, guys, as it relates to the Tokyo session, yeah, we can look at different currency pairs. Some of the currency pairs we can look here to trade in this session are like USD versus JPY, Euro versus JPY. We can look at Great British Pounds, JPY, and JPY is Japanese yen, by the way. So we can look at the Swiss francs versus Japanese yen. We can look at the CAD versus the Japanese yen. And when we say CAD, we mean Canadian versus the Japanese yen, Australian versus the Japanese yen, AUD, JPY. And we can look at New Zealand versus JPY, which is NZD, JPY. All right, so those are some of the currency pairs that you can actually trade within the Tokyo session. And you guys need to know this, okay? So I want to put this out there so you guys can actually be conscious of it in the Forex trading sessions, right? So free Forex is there for everybody to learn for the next 2 weeks, but we have to get the time right. Hey, Nadia, what's up? Morning.
Hey, morning.
Yeah. Well, the class is here, and I was giving everybody a little heads up as relates to time, and you're here at 23 minutes after the hour. You're 23 minutes off. Wow. You know you missed the trade, right? You missed the trade, you know. You missed the trade.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Hey,
Maybe
I'm
early
sorry.
next
I'm
week.
sorry for you, because you know,
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry. Like you missed the trade. You know. So if you were taking a trade, and case may be, and you want to go in on a particular session, we just mentioned about 4 to 5 different sessions a while ago.
okay.
Yeah, and you would have missed the session basically. That's what I'm saying. So we're pointing out that when we start at 11 a.m. For class, ensure that you're on time for 11 a.m.
All right, I'll set an alarm. I was typing a memo.
Write it down. I mean, I send you guys this via text message. I send you guys this morning reminders and everything. All right. So for the 2 weeks, you're gonna be here. I gotta point it out, and I gotta just say something about it, because if you're gonna be trading at all, so if you're gonna be trading cryptocurrency, stock market, or Forex, you gotta be on time. It's very important. You know, that will determine how much money you will really make. Timing is everything in trading, everything. So why am I saying that also? Because we just touched base on, just a quick recap a while ago, we just touched base on Forex trading sessions and the different sessions there are. And you can actually go to www.forexhours.com, and you can actually see the different time zones and the different sessions that are available for you guys to take part in whichever session of trading that you determine to want to do. You can do all of them, but you need to know which session does what. And I gave a few examples of currency pairs that trade within each session. Very useful information right there. Okay. And we did touch base on New York, London, and we did touch base on Frankfurt, Tokyo, and we looked at Sydney. So all these other areas we did touch base on. Okay, so these are different sessions that you can actually trade in when you be a part of, when you guys started to you know, get your wings on and you start to trade yourself. Okay. All right. So the next thing I want to look into is as well. So I'm gonna just take that off. So I write a few things that I want to touch base on with you guys today. So we talk about free Forex hours or the Forex hours. We touch base on management of time and market hours. So we did touch base on all of those. What I want to also touch base on right now is how, let's see, let's look at some news now. So I want to touch base on the news right now. And how does the news help to guide you in this market? Very important information as well. So before you actually do a trade itself, it's good to know what is happening in the market before you start. So before you start trading any day, you need to actually check your source to make sure that you actually gonna jump in the right way, okay? And how you can do this is that you can go to here. This is a useful website, again, that you can get some good insights of what is there, what is happening right now, okay? You guys can see my screen, correct?
See a file manager.
You're seeing what?
No, I'm not seeing a screen.
You're not seeing my screen?
No.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's go again. Able to see my screen? Tell me.
Yes.
Okay, great stuff. Were
Yes.
you guys able to see my screen before this screen?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is happening right now is this, guys. This website here is known as Factory or Forex Factory. Okay. It's a useful website as well where you guys can go to get news and insight of what's happening into the market itself. Okay. There are different folders here. So for example, you can go to www.freeforex, or what am I talking about? You can go www.forexfactory.com. Okay. So during this 2 weeks with the free Forex class, we'll be touching base on this. Okay, we'll be going through this every day to actually, you know, see what's happening today. So you will look right here, you will see today and you see the date. So it's September 2nd, okay? You actually can scroll down, you will see different folders here, okay? And what is this basically saying to you? It will look as you see different colors actually. So you have a yellow folder, you have red folder, and you got orange folders. What does this mean? What does this folder mean? What it mean is this, that you can see what's happening into the market with each folder, and it will tell you which market to stay out of, basically. So for example, you're looking here, you see this red folder. So if you go across here, you'll see that it says details right here. And if you look, you see a folder right here and you see negative. It's there in red, 428K. Okay, that is 428,000, the actual price of what is happening in the market. And it did tell you about the forecast for the market as well. So it's something that you guys can look into as well to get the news that you need, the insight. Here it is as well. So you go across and it show you previous, the forecast, and so on. So the red folders are actually telling you to stay out of the market. Okay. Now the yellow folders is actually telling you it is actually the same, but red is a no-no. So whenever you go into trade any currency, for example, and you see the red folder pops up, you know that you're going to be out of any currency pair that relates to the US right here. So US currency pairs are not the best thing to be trading today because there's a lot of volatility, okay? And you can actually go here and go across and go to the folder itself, and it says open details. So you open the details, it will show you more information of what is happening, okay? And they will give you notes and so on, FF notes and so on, okay? And the reasons and so on, right? So this is a very powerful tool that most of the traders, they use this website, okay? So I want to give you guys the best information that you can get for free, okay? Very important stuff. All right, so as you can see, you will see the different currency pair here as well, and you can actually see what is it telling you. You can go into the history as well if you want, but I'm just touching base on it. So the yellow folder actually the same or similar. It's actually saying to you, the market is declining, basically. The red one is saying stay out of the market altogether. It's not good. And what about the orange folder? You know, what about the orange folder? So the orange folder here, guys still see my screen? Yeah?
Yes.
All right, so for the orange folder, you'll see here, it tells you, okay? So if you were gonna go into the market and you were looking at 10:30 a.m., it would tell you that the best thing to be trading at that point in time would be something around crude oil. And it will tell you, it will show you, if you go across, you will see here the percentage in green. See what I'm saying? So you can actually click on it and it will tell you, and it will give you the history of what is happening with that particularly precious metal right there, precious liquid gold. So you guys can actually go in here and look at the information as it relates to what you want to invest in, what you want to trade, and what is happening to the market. It's quite a bit of information, but as you can see, it will tell you, okay? So basically, that itself is about time itself, as it relates to the news and the times that you need to actually to trade in the Forex market, all right? And you guys can go here and check it out yourself as well. So very important. So if you go here, you look, you'll see. See, go here, and it's tomorrow, September 3rd. Click this button here, and it takes you forward of what to come in the market. So they have projections in the market as well. And you can look at all the currency pairs in here and look at the news, look at the timelines as well here, and you can go into whichever folder. Okay, very useful tool. All right, did everybody catch that? We got less than 6 minutes on the call. Everybody catch that?
Yes. I catched it.
All right, great stuff. Well, I'm happy to hear that you guys catch that. And now you know where to actually look, you know. So we touch base on the news and we touch base on Forex Factory. Time management and time management, very important. So I want to thank you guys for today. It's very straightforward, but that's what I want to touch base on today. So we did touch base on the Forex hours, the sessions that been trading in each sessions, the different time zones that you can trade within, and you can actually look at the news to actually determine which session you want to trade in and what currency pair you want to trade in the market in Forex. Very useful information right there, powerful. So I hope that this was informative and it add value to you. But these are some of the fundamentals that you guys need to know before starting trading into the Forex market. Got it? All right.
Thank you.
Any questions? Any questions? All right, guys. So I will upload this to the different channels so you guys can get it. And you can watch the video again of different areas and so on, different time zones that you can look on for today. So I want to thank everybody for being on the call this morning. The next session will be, I think it's tomorrow. So let me see. So the next session will be Friday. So we're on Friday again at 11 a.m. So please ensure that you check your scheduled times that I send into the list of the days that we'll be doing this. So, so I see you guys on Friday at 11 a.m. sharp. And the reason why I do this as well is to give you guys enough time to review the information before the next lesson. So if you see that today is Wednesday, I don't do any tomorrow because all this information now that I just talked about in the lesson, I want you guys to go on the different websites, check the information, ensure that you understand, watch the video over for a few times, get it. Persons who missed the class, they can actually go ahead and watch the recordings, and then they can actually jump on and see what is what tomorrow. So you will find that I did this purposely to actually give you guys enough time to actually absorb the information, and to you guys out there, you can go ahead and do your own checks and to make sure that you're following. So by the next time I jump on to the next class, which is Thursday, Friday, Thursday, by Friday, you guys will be ready up for the next class. So you would have absorbed. So it's not about rushing the class either. It's about actually you guys understanding what is what. And then we go again, and we'll go again. So that's why I'm going this pace as well. I'm taking my time to actually tell you guys these things and point out things that need to be fixed up done for you to be a better trader. So today it's time. So please be on time for the next class on Friday, 11 a.m. And the timelines when you come to class and so on, it is here in my book. So I'm keeping a register of persons who come to class and the time that you come, so I can see what kind of person you are. If you're one of those persons that are late for class all the time, it's only by right. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.